My Lost Youth. By Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, an American poet and educator, was born on February 27, 1807 in Portland, Maine. He was descended from English colonists who settled in New England in the early 1600s. Attended dame school and then a private Portland academy. He studied at Bowdoin College and became a professor at Bowdoin College and later Harvard College. Published his first poem in the Portland Gazette on November 17, 1820. He was the first American to translate Dante's Divine Comedy. His major collections were Voices of the Night, 1839, and Ballads and Other Poems, 1841. He retired from teaching in 1854 to focus on his writing. Died on March 24, 1882, and was buried in Mount Auburn Cemetery. My Lost Youth. First published in 1855 and later in the collection The Courtship of Miles Standish in 1858. Tells about the memories that are associated with his youth. Exposes the vivid description of the poet's native place Portland, Maine. Consists of 10 stanzas with 9 lines each. Each stanza ends with the refrain of a Lapland song, "A boy's wool is the wind's wool. And the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts." Summary. The poem is about the memories that are associated with the poet's youth. He often revisits those memories to relieve the past. Poem is in first-person narrative, and the poet says that he often thinks of his hometown, the beautiful town near the sea. He recollects the streets and thinks to go up and down the streets so that his youth will be brought back. He says that a verse of a Lapland song is haunting his memory. He indicates the refrain that a boy's wool is the wind's wool and the thought of youth are long thoughts. He indicates the beauty of the land with shadowy trees and the soft luster of the surrounding sea which attract the eyes. The islands there are the legendary garden of his dreams. But the burden of the Lapland song murmurs and whispers. The poet now states the harbor where the sea waves are tossing freely and the Spanish sailors appearing with beards. He indicates the beauty and the mystery of the ships which sail in the magic of the sea. The Lapland song is still heard in his ears saying the same refrain. The poet remembers the huge walls of the shore and the fort upon the hill. He says the sunrise with its hollow roar can be seen and the drum is beaten over and over to produce the shrill voice. But the music of Lapland song echoes in his memory. He recollects the sound he heard of the sea fight happened far away in the sea which thundered over the sea waves. The captains who died in the battle were lying in the grave looking at the bay. The mournful Lapland song goes through the mind of the poet and he states the refrain. He recollects the scene of the dome of groves and the shadowy woods where the friends and lovers gathers like doves. The verse of the Lapland song flutters and murmurs in his mind with the same refrain. He states that he is able to listen to the gleam and the gloom that occupies the mind of a schoolboy. He states that the songs and the silence in the heart is often like a prophecy and also a longing. But the fitful Lapland song is not still but it's sung, and he states the refrain again. He says that there are certain things which he may not reveal and some dreams that cannot die. Those dreams and memories may make a strong heart very weak, and because of sadness the cheeks too have a pale unhealthy appearance which even covers the eye. But the words of that Lapland song comes to him to cover him with a kind of chillness and repeats the refrain. At present when the poet visit the same dearest town of him, he finds things to be very strange. He finds the native air is pure and sweet as earlier and the trees are shadowing more. The trees are balancing up and down and singing the Lapland song which is still whispered in his ears. Though the appearance is changed, his memories are still fresh. He says that the shadowy woods are fresh and looking good. It indicates the joy that is almost like a pain as the real happiness of the poet is lost. His heart is longing to go back to that place where his youth is lost and wishes to regain his youth and joyful days. The groves are repeating the same strange song which echoes strongly in his mind, stating that the boy's wool is the wind's wool and the thoughts of youth are long thoughts. The poet has given a great description of the old town where he once lived. He recalls how his boyish imagination made everything gleaming during his youth. He clearly states that the days of youth pass away like the wind and a half-hearted recapitulation of the memories will be left. For more videos, like, share, subscribe. Thank you.